big part of my life for the last 20 years. I joined Executive Toastmasters in 1999, but that was not my first introduction to Toastmasters. So let's go way back into time, back into the 70s when I was in high school. So when I looked for a after school program to help me round myself out, I found Junior Achievement, which shows kids how to incorporate, come up, build a product, sell a product, and at the end of the 6 months, provide their shareholders a profit if they manage to make one. It's a good learning project for business education. So on the third year, I did it my freshman year, my sophomore year, and my junior year. I joined the leadership group for my local JA center as secretary, which introduced me to junior achievement leadership all over Dallas, from South Dallas to Garland to Grand Prairie. And so I met a group of people that had a real affinity for helping each other become better leaders. And that summer, we were offered the opportunity to do a youth leadership program with Big D Dallas Toastmasters, which is the oldest Toastmaster group still existing in Dallas. Executive Toastmasters is number 2 in age, seniority. And this gave us an opportunity to do a Toastmaster meeting, have prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. And really, it was just a lot of good fun and enjoying each other's company. At the end of the summer, I did a speech contest and I won. I think I was the only one that participated. Every so often I run across the draft of my speech, and it's a very passionate, plomenic, no, I can't say that word. It was, it was about we all needed to move into space and become filthy rich. Very passionate speech at the time. I graduated from high school. I went to a year to college. I didn't like it. I joined the Navy. I forgot all about Toastmasters. When I came back from the Navy in the 80s, every time the corporation that I was working for had a Toastmasters group, I joined, and I went through, started in the basic manual, but usually I changed employment before I could get very far. And the new place, the new employment was so far away that I couldn't stay at that Toastmaster club. So I didn't make a lot of progress, but I knew what Toastmasters was, and I had an ambition to go further in Toastmasters. That was stage 1. Stage 2 is when I, in 1999, joined a SMU engineer extension program on e-commerce and met the legendary Leticia Farrar. We know her now as the Solar Eclipse Lady. At the time, she was a contract project manager, and she would conduct her business during the breaks of the class. And I was in awe because she would go out onto the patio, she would pull out her flip phone, and she would start organizing and making sure that people got done what it was that they promised to get done. And I said, I got to have me some of that. So I came to Executive Toastmasters and I joined, and I met some people that were very helpful in helping me become a better communicator and a better leader. I try not to do these single focus speeches unless it's about humor, of course. So from 1999, when I became a member of Executive Toastmasters, I've done speeches, I've done contests, I've been area governor, I've been every officer in the club leadership except for treasurer, but the statute of limitations runs out real soon, and I may run for treasurer yet again. One thing that I've learned over time is that all sorts of people join Toastmasters for all sorts of reasons. And when they reach their goals, they tend to drift away. Either they move to another city, they change jobs, and they no longer have time for a 7 a.m. meeting. Things change in our life all the time, and membership goes away. But new members are always out there, always eager to pick up the program of Toastmasters, which is to help us learn. They're not going to make us anything. You have to do the work. We've seen Subhas do the work. He has become a better communicator and a better leader over time by working on Toastmasters. I'm certainly better at communication than I was 20 years ago. I don't know about leadership because I'm not very ambitious in that area. But we've come to an impasse. 2 years ago, the lockdown forced us all into our homes, and we went to Zoom meetings, and Zoom meetings are totally different than a physical face-to-face meeting like we've known since we were cavemen together all those millions of years ago. But I think that Executive Toastmasters has succeeded in doing Toastmasters meetings over the Zoom. Now, I'm being contacted by other groups that are beginning to go back to their physical locations and trying to do their meetings as a hybrid meeting. And we know how difficult that can be. We tried it at the beginning of the lockdown, and it's complicated. It's not easy, and it requires a volunteer at the physical location to set something up. The sergeant at arms is no longer only needing to bring out the flag and the luggage with the podium and the voting slips, but also set up a laptop and get them on the Zoom meeting. So it's going to be tough. And we've been talking about it for a couple months now.
Right.
And as far as I know, the holdup is having the equipment and finding a volunteer to set up the physical location. And that's where I sit. And I think that this next segment, the hybrid type of Toastmaster meeting, will be the next challenge for Executive Toastmaster to overcome. And I look forward to helping on that. Thank you, Madam Table Topics. Ooh, Toastmaster. Hi, Anna.
Hi, thank you, Eric. That was great. Thank you for doing an impromptu speech. It was well organized and well done. I was a junior achievement member also.